beautiful people. If you're new here, my name is Lois. I'm a nursing student and you're so much welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about feminine hygiene and prevention of some of these vaginal infections like BV and yeast infection. I know it's really difficult, especially for the young girls, to express themselves when it comes to such issues. And I've met several girls who are even scared of going to the hospital. They just stay at home because they feel embarrassed. They're even scared to talk to their parents because such issues are really embarrassing. I've been on that same space and today I really want to talk to you. So let's get to it. Welcome back, guys. So first of all, I'll start by talking about bacterial vaginosis by itself and candidiasis or yeast infection by itself. What are the signs and symptoms? What are the things that will place you at risk of getting any of them? What are the natural remedies that are recommended? What are the medications that are recommended? How will you prevent yourself from getting any of these conditions? So remember, guys, this is only for educational purposes. When you have any of these symptoms, make sure you see your doctor. So for bacterial vaginosis, it's infection in the vagina due to change in the environment. If there's anything from outside that affects the balance in that environment, it's going to affect you. So some of the signs that you might present with is that the discharge is usually thin and it smells fishy and it's grayish or yellowish in color, and you might have some irritations and itching, and these irritations comes like a burning sensation, especially when you urinate. So what places you at risk of getting BV? One, it's douching, especially if you use scented soaps down there, or if you're trying to wash the washcloth, you're going to affect that area. Another thing is smoking. Smoking places you at risk. The other thing is increased sexual intercourse, especially if you have multiple partners, you are at risk. And the other thing is antibiotics. When you use antibiotics, let's say you're treating something else like pneumonia, it might end up and affect the normal bacteria and they may overgrow. For candidiasis or yeast infection, it might appear orally inside the mouth or inside the vagina, or sometimes even in children around the diaper region. So the symptoms that you might see are itching or soreness inside the vagina, and sometimes you might have this discharge that is thick. Remember, for BV it's thin, but for yeast infection it's thick and it has a coated cheese appearance, and sometimes there's no scent at all, and even sometimes there's no itching. So for yeast it's really difficult to detect. Some of the factors that places you at risk of getting yeast infection are like immunosuppression. This is in patients who suffer from conditions like HIV or diabetes mellitus, and also pregnancy. A really high percentage of pregnant ladies usually suffer from yeast infection. The other thing is putting on tight clothing. It places you at a risk of getting yeast infection, and also douching. Douching is another thing that places you at getting both BV and yeast infection. Some of the family planning methods, also like IUD and COCs, also places you at risk of getting yeast infection, and also some skin conditions increases the risk of you getting yeast infection. When it comes to treatment, for BV you might be given antibiotics like clindamycin, but for yeast infection you might be given antifungals like clotrimazole. There's a pessary. There are usually 3 tablets. So for these 3 tablets, you put them at night when you go to sleep. So for those 3 days and you're good to go. But make sure before you do anything, before you take any over-the-counter medications, make sure you see your doctor. For the remedies that are recommended, we have cranberry juice, which has a really high amount of vitamin C, so it reduces the frequency. We also have garlic. Garlic is also recommended. And you also have probiotics like yogurt. Yogurt is also really recommended. And you also have apple cider, which reduces the candida. But remember, these remedies don't usually work for everybody. So just make sure if it doesn't work for you, go and see your doctor. Now let's go direct to the prevention methods. So first of all, make sure you keep that place dry and avoid douching, especially with soap. And make sure with any sexual intercourse you use condoms and you keep safe to avoid catching and to avoid spreading the infection. The other thing is to avoid these feminine sprays. Avoid putting on tight pants and shorts. Make sure you put on cotton underwears and avoid these silk and nylon ones. Just put them once in a while when it's necessary, but try that as much as possible you put on the cotton underwear. And also avoid staying with wet clothes for so long. Try and use pads more than tampons. And also, if you have diabetes, make sure you control your sugars. And if you have any of these conditions, take a lot of water and make sure you eat so much fruits and avoid sugary foods. Make sure that you go to the hospital. If you're not seeing any of these recommended remedies working for you, make sure you go to the hospital. I know sometimes you're usually scared, but just try. Nowadays we usually have youth-friendly centers in every hospital. So like if you're scared and you are feeling discouraged or embarrassed, make sure you visit these youth-friendly centers so that you might get help. And guys, thank you so much for today. Thank you so much for watching this. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any other video. So see you next time.